What is up guys, Cardocker here, and today I'm here with another Digimon deck profile. Today we will be going over the Gammamon deck with the support from LM-01. The deck build is actually extremely different now, and we actually do have protection now, which is very, very good, because it was one of the problems that we had before, but now that we have protection, I think the deck will do a bit better, hopefully. But without further ado, let's get right into deck profile. So for the Digimon, we're running 4 of the Goodymons from RB01. You can run the other Goodymon instead if you want, the one that lets you draw. But I think tucking in cards to your source is very easy in this deck, so I think you'll be able to get its effect pretty easily. Next, for the level 6s, we're running 2 of the RB1 Seriousmon. We're not going to go over the effects for this one just because we've kind of done it before. But this is one of your main attackers, and you can kind of use this to have removal as well. But we are not running 4 because we have the new Seriousmon Ace that we got from LM-01. This one has the ability to Blast Evolve, and then on play and on evolution, you can tuck a Gammamon, a card with Gammamon in its text, underneath one of these cards, and then you can pop something 8k or less, and then for every color underneath this card's source, you can increase the cap by 1k, which is pretty good. And on both players' turn, whenever a Digimon is deleted, you can get 1 memory, so you can potentially use this to cut your opponent's turn, so pretty good. I'm still kind of adjusting the ratio just because the deck is still kind of new, and Ace mechanic is still kind of new. Not a lot of decks have access to Ace, especially Ace that can potentially cut your opponent's turn. There's not too many decks that can do that right now. So I'm still adjusting ratio, but it is a pretty good card. Next, we're running 3 of the Articulusmon from RB1. So I'm not going to go over this one as well, just because we have gone over that in the original Gammamon deck from RB01. And we're also running 2 of the Pukamon. This one is another pretty strong card, but now that we have protection, I think the deck just kind of gels a lot better. Alright, next we are running 3 of the Digimon Ace from LM-01. This is another new card that we get. And this deck is very interesting because it has access to 2 of the Blast Evolutions, which is very nice, especially since both of them can potentially, cut your opponent's turn short. But this one is on play or on evolution. You can discard a card from your hand, and then you can put a Gammamon card with text to underneath this card's source. And the second effect works with the first effect. It's whenever a source is added, you can pop a level 4 or lower Digimon, and then you can play a level 4 or lower Digimon in your trash without paying its cost. So this is mainly used to disrupt your opponent's board, obviously, and then you can play a Pukamon for protection. So pretty good. Next, we are going to be running 4 of the Waste Gammamon from LB01, and we're also running 1 of the Waste Gammamon from BT10. I'm still adjusting the ratios for the level 5s, so potentially you can just run 4 of the Digimon, but the main thing that's kind of stopping me from doing that is the overflow. You can just, just regular Digivolve this on top of your other stuff and get your thing, but what I'm worried about is if you Digivolve into this normally and it pops and you overflow 3, you pretty much use Digivolve into this for 6 memory, which is something that I don't really like, which is one of the issues that I've been having experimenting with the Ace mechanic. It's not sure when to normally Digivolve, because obviously it's a double-edged sword, and Blast Evolving is very nice because you are not using any memory, but obviously when you overflow, you're just refunding the memory that you normally would have paid. But when you normal evolve, you're kind of paying double the price, so it feels bad. But with the Pukamon, it does make it better. So I'm still kind of adjusting ratios. You guys can kind of experiment as well. I'm running these 8, but I think you can kind of swap around how you want to play around with it. I kind of like this Waste Gammamon just because you can use this as an attacker, so it's actually quite good. But being able to warp into this one is I think is better. Alright, next for the level 4s, we're going to be running 4 of the Raid Beetle Gammamon. This one just lets you play a hero for free. I'm running 4 of these because I like having a hero on the board. But I'm probably going to cut this down to 3 so that I can run 3 of the Blitz Beetle Gammamon as well. Ratio is up to you guys, but I kind of, you know, he's one of the better level 4s in decks. There's actually a lot of good level 4s, but I kind of don't know yet. And we're running 2 of the Gudus Gammamon. This one lets you set up for your other Gammamon plays, so it's good for that. On attack, you'll be able to pop one of your pop this Digimon, and then you can pop one of your opponent's Digimon with DP lower than this card. And with the DP buffs that you can give in this deck, you can pop something 10k or lower. So pretty solid. And when it's deleted, you can also play a Gammamon from your trash. So in rest, but it's okay. We have a new Gammamon that we can play with, which I'll show you guys later. So next for the other Gammamons, we're running 2 of the blocker ones and 2 of the evade one. Evade gives you a little bit more protection as well. Gives you protection from battle, which Pukamon, you want to save the Pukamon for the effect removal, so I think evade is okay. Alright, next we are playing 4 of this new Gammamon. So this is the Gammamon, the Dark Gammamon from LM-01. Whenever one of your other Digimon is deleted by an effect, this Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon with Gammamon in its text from your trash without paying its cost. So, very flavorful, very good. This is the new Gammamon that we get, and I think it actually combos pretty well because when your Pukamon uses the effect to delete itself to protect your other Gammamons, you can use that to digivolve this, which is very solid. And we're also running 4 of the LM-01 Gammamon just for searches, so pretty solid. Running 2 of the Redirect Attack Gammamon. This one lets you attack Digimon in active state, which is not super important now because we do have the Raid Gammamon, but I think this one still has its uses, so we're running at 2. But it's definitely not mandatory. You can run 4 of this Gammamon if you want in its place. This is one that gives a 2k buff. So, up to you guys. This deck is very flexible now, so I quite like it. We're also running 3 of the Pukamon from LM-01. So this is one of the new stars of the deck. Helps you tank all the damage, or tank all the effects that would have been done onto your Gammamon. So on play, you can look at top 4 cards and you can grab a Gammamon card in its name, card and text card to your hand, put the rest at the bottom, and on both of turn, whenever a Gammamon card in its text, aside from this card, would leave the battle area by your own, besides your own effect, you can delete this Digimon in its place. So again, combos really well with the new Gammamon. And it is a searcher, so that's also pretty solid. I do want to run this at 4, but don't really have space for it, and you can't evolve on top of this card, so its only purpose is for search and to die. So, a little bit dark, but that's okay. And for the Tamers, we're running 4 of the Memory Setter heroes, and we're also running 3 of the Tuck hero. But this lineup is flexible. You can run the security check hero as if you want. If you want one less of this and one less of this for 2 security check heroes, that is fine as well. But that is it for the Gammamon deck. This deck definitely got a lot better with protection. Main thing people were worried about before it was, oh, this deck has a lot of potential, but it's susceptible to just getting destroyed by your opponent's stack. which I think has a lot of problem with the red decks, which is why, you know, War Greymon is still one of the best red decks because it has protection. I think the Pukamon still has a lot of problem with Gammamon, and I think Gammamon also needs something like this. I think Granny would probably be a very good protection card for Pukamon. Hopefully we'll get one in the future, but anyway, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Apologies for the lighting that suddenly happened. I forgot to close the window, but hopefully that's fine. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Karotaku, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!